What's up, guys? Welcome to the Roadhouse. Today I'm just doing a really quick video, try to help out some people, just kind of show you the settings that you want to do before you even start the game that'll make your life way better. The first off, use movement or WASD. This game was made for WASD and it shows, but either one of them is fine. Just choose whatever you want. So we go here in our options. First off, graphic settings. I'm sure you've done this a million times for different games, but a couple important graphic settings in here. Dynamic resolution. This makes it where when shit's hitting the fan, it'll lower your resolution slightly. That way your FPS will stay up. This could be really good if you're having issues with a little bit of lag. Same thing with upscale mode. This kind of makes it where your resolution will be at a smaller resolution, but it's upscaling it to a higher one to make it look like it's a higher resolution. This is pretty good for performance. This helps a lot, I found, before I upgraded some parts on my computer. And the third option in here I want to point out is dynamic culling. This makes it when there's like a million monsters on screen and you're shooting spells all over the place and stuff. This will cut out a lot of the BS and effects that aren't needed. That way, it'll kind of help your FPS stay above a certain limit. Moving on to the game tab, auto equip. This helps whenever you pick up an item. If you have an empty slot, like on a brand new character, you pick up a pair of gloves, it'll put those on your glove slot. None of this. We can just turn these off. Gem cutting restrictions and equipping restrictions. That's you might want to leave these on at the beginning, but these are just going to kind of get in your way for the most part. For interface, enable profanity filter. Of course, we turn that off. Show clock, little real-time clock down here. Pretty useful, so that way you don't stay up too late and have the wife yelling at you. The map right here, you can toggle this into the middle with tab button on computer. You see the transparency here. If you like having this in the middle of your screen, I highly recommend turning this transparency down. That way it's not blocking you. You have a huge map, it's going to be taking up a large portion of your screen. But personally, I like having mine up in the corner most of the time, so I kind of keep mine in the middle. Screen shake. I would just disable this. It could be fun to play with if you're playing like a Slam Warrior or something, but for the most part, just turn that shit off. Always show sockets. Your items will have like little sockets that you can put ruins in. This makes it where they always show. You don't have to hover over the item to see it. Show life and mana levels. Puts these little numbers above your orbs. That way you can see the numbers you actually have at all times. Flask and aura icons. Kind of, if you have an aura or a flask active, the icon will be up here. I like having these on. It can be good to turn it off if you end up with a whole lot of stuff later and it's getting confusing what you have up. Show mini life bar above you. This is essential, having this life bar. This helps so much keeping track of yourself. Same for this. You want allies and enemies. That way you can see the little health bar above them. Mouse. I go with the pink usually. The pink or the green. Both of these are good. Medium. Kind of helps you see whenever stuff's getting crazy. It stands out a little bit more. Sound, I'm sure you've probably already turned this down. Nothing to worry about here. As far as input, the first thing you want to do is go all the way down to create a portal. I usually set this to B, which is the events button, which don't care about that. You can open it through the menu or something. The only other thing I really do for my settings is I like to go through here because you see the second skills are control Q through F, etc. I personally like setting these to shift, so that way I can do shift Q, shift E, and you want to change, let's see, right here, toggle skill set. I set this to shift, and then go through here and do all of these. Now that way I can press shift a lot easier with my pinky, I feel personally, than reaching down there to press control whenever I'm using WASD. Kind of feels a little bit unnatural for me personally. Other than that, that's basically it. I hope this helps some people. Before I go, one more thing to point out. Item filters. Let's see. Got this website right here, Filterblade, filterblade.xyz. I highly recommend you do this. Item filters are something that will hide items that you don't want to see and highlight items that you really want to pick up. If you go through here and make a filter, it'll help you a lot. You just log in up top, connect this to your PoE account, create a new filter, just make a semi-strict, which is already on the default, and this is going to help you out a lot. Just semi-strict, export to PoE, put a name, new filter, and then you just sync and download. It's going to upload it. Boom, done. Now you can go in here, refresh, new filter. Now, the base semi-strict filter isn't going to hide anything. You don't have to worry about that, not seeing items that you want to pick up. All this is going to do is highlight items that you do want to pick up to make sure that you don't miss them. It makes a little sound, adds a little flair to the item, and sometimes even gives it a loot beam. It's very beneficial, and that's about it. I hope this helped.